Any questions about the overall stats right there?
Okay, so if I take that back, so if we're in seller's market, why are prices decreasing so dramatically in Windward?
The motivation of the sellers to sell. So we've discussed this many times, but we'll discuss it again. Who are the three most motivated sellers in today's market?
The banks.
Short sales.
Number three, short sales, distressed properties, people who have lost their job, death, divorce, things like that.
Short sales.
They've got to sell.
Yeah.
Okay, number two, a builder.
Okay.
He doesn't have one home, he's got 20.
Okay.
Okay, number three, then of course, is your banks.
Okay.
For instance, I was told by someone that they believe that Bank of America has 150,000 properties across the United States that have been foreclosed on that are just waiting in inventory to move out. What that really means is you're talking about 3,000 properties per state, if you just all 50 to say they're equal. So there's a bunch of inventory that's still coming, and these banks, what they want to do is they want what they call 30-day pricing. Well, from looking at our stats from before, we know that the average time in Snohomish County for March of 2011 was 93 days. So what are you going to have to do to sell a property in 30 days? You're going to have to be a better value than everything around you, and most likely your price is going to have to be discounted relative to the market. Boom, a new comp pops up in the neighborhood that's just sold for $5,000 to $10,000 less. Now the rest of the properties in the neighborhood will no longer appraise for $5,000 to $10,000 more. Period, end of discussion. And the reason for that is our financing criteria has become so stringent that you're not going to get an appraiser today or an underwriter today to go hang their hat, their license on the fact that, well, this house should sell for $5,000 more. Most likely what they're going to do is they're going to then force the price of that whole neighborhood down again because someone had to make a sale quicker, whether it was a bank distress sale or a building.
Yeah, but Anton, I'm a seller, and my house is way more beautiful than the bank-owned house.
I know.
And they appraise it the same. They don't use the same comparisons.
And you've got titanium nails too, and a $7,000 fence,
Yeah.
and a $12,000 sprinkler system.
And a giant pile of crack that was smoking.
Yeah. Realistically, Todd, those things in today's market, and this is something you would have the dialogue with any seller, that will help you to sell faster and with less hassle than your competition, but most likely you're not going to derive more income from it. Okay?
It's more saleable.
It's going to make it more saleable. It's going to make you more presentable to the public. But I'm still probably not going to get the appraiser to give us $10,000 more for it.
Right.
Okay? Now, let me caveat that statement. If someone has, like, let's just say, like a beautiful patio, and I'm talking it's stamped and it's got a bunch of lights in it and stuff like that, and another house doesn't have that, an appraiser is going to give value for that. And you're going to have to specifically make sure the appraiser calls something like that out. So if your appraisal came in low, and you had the opportunity to review your appraisal, and they did not give you a superior patio on the back and add some sort of value for that, you would then be able to rebuttal that appraisal. Okay? It's going to be hard, it's going to be an uphill battle, but you'll have an argument. Doesn't mean they're going to accept it for whatever items. So, you know, if it needed a new roof or you did have a $3,000 mantle, me personally, I would leave a list of the items sitting on the counter.
Yeah.
And it would, with a little note, like an arrow pointing down that said, "Read me," and I would just write it right out.
If you want to appraise higher.
If you want to appraise it.
If anything I want in relation to an appraisal.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, let's just say it's a short sale, and I know all the plumbing is bad.
Right.
I would have a plumbing repair bid sitting right on the thing. I know there's 2 REO comps in the neighborhood that sold, and both of those bank-owned properties were trashed on their interior. I'm going to have the comps on there, I'm going to probably have pictures of their interior, and it's going to say something to that effect. Okay? We can't directly influence an appraiser's opinion of value, which, you know, it is, but we can educate them as to what's going on in the market. Okay, any questions, or we're going to spend 2 minutes talking about foreclosures?